All right.
Here we
Live
go.
with my brother Michael, and we're here to provide some inspiration at this incredible time. A lot of upheaval, uh, a lot of things coming up to be exposed into the light. And if I could say anything, I guess what I would say, what I'm being called to share, that I'm also feeling myself, obviously. Just know that you came here for this and that this is one of the greatest shifts in human history ever. And some things have to be exposed in order for people to wake up and for us to heal it and clear it from the planet and within ourselves as well. So I titled this Celebrating the Upgrades because we've been doing thousands of years where things weren't really seeming to be upgraded. Things have really been hidden, and now everything is being exposed with these new higher energies. So when I say celebrating, I'm not in any way stating that I'm not fully aware of our friends that have been harmed, killed, animals, planet, whatever. However, our invitation is always to hold the highest frequency in our heart of love, compassion, and gratitude, no matter what it appears like is going on out there. And so this transmission is going to be about positively affecting the vibration of the collective field moving forward.
Beautiful.
So I'm honored to have my brother Michael here. And Michael, what you got?
Well, it's like we were just talking about before we came on here. And great lead in, great intro, because, that's one of the things that I think helps everybody. If we can from time to time, just kind of reframe this and then step back maybe and understand and remember, how big of a deal this truly is. I mean, not only are we going to, rewire, reprogram, reignite the energies on this planet, but as a result of what we're doing on this planet, it's affecting the entire universe, for heaven's sakes. It's a pretty big deal. Okay. Yeah. Now, there's so much, as you said, there's so much going on, and this is what we came for, as you said, and we've been coming here, some of us, I don't know, hundreds of times, thousands of times, and slogging through the slop. The low and slow has been, the order of the day on this planet until now. And now, we get to play, we get to evolve, we get to expand and accelerate in the most amazing energies ever on this planet, ever. Long time, right? And as a result, Jeff, as you know, and everybody I hope remembers, there's a lot of things that are getting squeezed out, as a result of this. A lot of things that are coming to the surface. And don't forget this is really, really important. Remember, those that are running this show, that have been running this show, that now know it's up, it's over. They were into a situation before where there was some fear starting to show. Well, we blew past the fear stage with them, and now we're into the survival stage. So, as we say, the gloves are off. They're trying to hang on to the last crumbs of the last of this loaf of bread that we've been chewing on, and it's too late. So, yeah, man alive. Back to what you were talking about. There's a lot going on, and I shared something with you that happened here locally, with a young person having a tragic accident, and the grief that was associated with that, and coming out the other side. This happened a couple of weeks ago, but coming out the other side of this, the positive that has been created, the awareness that's now been created, how these energies, and this is a really, really conservative place. It's like a time warp. It's so conservative. But what it's done, it's opened up this attention, this energy of attention that these people have been either sitting with or not, but Now it's flowing out into the general population, and the collective has now picked this up. And now there's some attention being paid to some things that are going to get out ahead of this situation in the future and make it better for everybody. So there you go.
We got to find the gift. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be any pain or suffering or compassion or holding space when people close to us are, I mean, everybody's close to us. Everybody is us. And when I see anything happen to the planet or the animals or anybody anywhere, because we're so connected now through this technology that I'm connecting with people all over the world almost every day of the week. And I'm sure you are too, as are a lot of people on here. And you can also see that the frequency that we're holding is magnetizing in more of those same people. The connections I've made in the past 5 years with like-minded people are like, I've got people that I've never met in person. In fact, most of the people that I have the deepest connections with around the globe, I've never met in person yet. But there is a like-mindedness and a like frequency and an awareness that it's just automatic. It's like built in. You can feel it. And when you get to the point
that's what's so cool. You feel it before you experience it.
Yeah. And when you get to the point where you practice and set your intention to become a calm, conscious observer instead of an automatic reactor, which is what the 3D has been so good at getting people to be off balance, triggered, in judgment, in separation, drama, pointing out there that out there is the problem. And you finally realize that right here is what is creating the reality.
Sure.
And what I choose to focus on. And I go on.
And then not only, let me jump in real quick, but not only what I choose to focus on, but how I choose to focus, right?
Yeah.
There's I've said this for so long, and this can really be simple, and that kind of freaks some people out, but fear or love, right? Which lens? Let's feel the feelings. Don't ever cut ourselves short on that experience. That's why we're here in the human body. But look at it, man, if we can keep that lens of love at least wiped off, we don't have to always, be looking through it, but it sure is going to help some things out a bunch, and also understanding too, what is it that those things that we're consuming, right? Seeing, hearing, what are they generating? What are they creating? And what are they designed to create? And why are they designed to be that way? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's conscious awareness. I always say conscious awareness is the only game in town.
Sure.
What am I focusing on right now? And also practicing feeling when, this is why I love the waking up in the dream process so much, because you actually keep track every day of how many times you may have had a judgment, a fear, a less than thought, a thought of separation, or a trigger, because so many people get tricked into being automatic reactors, because when they have a judgment or a fear-based thought or a lower vibrational thought, they feel the emotional hit in their body, and it can trick them into believing that they're right or just automatically reacting instead of practicing going, oh, I just got triggered. I could just feel that judgment. Why would I judge somebody else? Okay, well, if they're doing something that's really heinous to harm humanity, I get it. But at the same time, I speak about this all the time. People will be held accountable, but we are going to have to forgive every single person 100%, because we cannot move into higher frequency timelines if we're holding a lack of forgiveness or resentment or judgment or anger or hatred. We can't do it. And the other thing that I speak about is that these people that seem to be maybe the most diabolical on the planet, like Klaus
Pick one.
Schwab, Bill Gates,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's enough.
They could actually be high-level angels that chose to come down here to play that role to wake everybody up, because nobody else wanted to play it. So they're like, I'll go down there and do it, you know. And so one of my mantras is, it's really helped me expand my conscious awareness, is that I know nothing. It keeps me neutral. Keeps me
Yeah.
neutral. I know that love
Well,
is the highest frequency, love and excitement. I believe that we are infinite, unlimited beings and our energy can never die.
absolutely.
But reciting that mantra, I know nothing, keeps my ego from attempting to prove what it knows so that it can feel safe and in control. And I also
Right.
have another mantra that I share with people that I actually printed out, that I have hanging in front of my, and it's this one. Isn't
There you go.
that interesting?
Yeah.
If you can
That's a-
make this one of your go-to mantras, instead of
that's a-
judging, just go, isn't that interesting? Because in it, isn't that interesting is 100% neutral. And you're just observing. And here's something I was thinking about on my walk today with the wild dogs. We, based on our beliefs or what we've experienced, we can have quite a narrow view of what we think is happening, going on down here. But imagine if you zoomed out and take on the awareness and the observation point of maybe a galactic, which you are, by the way. Nobody's from here. And whenever you read about the somebody does a galactic post, whether it's true or not, or somebody's saying they channel it, usually from my experience is they've got a higher level of awareness around what's happening versus just, this is wrong, judgment, fear, anger, and now you're just attracting more of that. You're actually feeding that which is attempting to teach us or for us to find the bigger gift or the bigger meaning. And so
Right.
this is really, really key to begin to track your automatics that don't come from love. It's what it's part of what the book's about. And it takes practice. And I know you got it down. For me, I'm still practicing every day.
Well, we've all gone through it, bro. We've all gone through it. We've all, those of us that are, listening to this, for starters, for heaven's sakes, but, we've all gone through all of it. We chose to do that. We've chose to bring these things in, that are going to assist, and whether they assist directly or indirectly, it doesn't really matter. Going back to what you mentioned about our lovely Klaus Schwab, sure, he put his hand up. I'll take it on. Let's go. Everybody on this wild, crazy cartoon is here playing a role. And we get into this trying to humanize everything, right? We get into this trying to make logical sense out of it. We get into this keeping this linear path, going. And as and you'll experience, everybody's going to experience this, but as your elevation, accelerates, and as this thing expands, and as we continue to rise up, so many of these things that we talk about that we actually need to do to be aware of just are automatic.
Yeah.
They're completely automatic. You get up. I love getting up and starting another day. I'm grateful, I'm loving, I'm laughing, and I'm living in about 2 seconds.
Yep.
But it's a blessing. It's a wonderful blessing, and that's something else that we hopefully are conscious of, is how blessed we really truly are.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Wow, just to be here
Yeah.
right now, just to be here and to take part in this. And this goes back to giving ourselves credit. We talk about empowering. Let's empower this. let's empower this thing right here. You know, let's let this heart do what it's designed to do, right? You know, and let's do the best we can to be the best that we possibly can be. And it involves some things that we need to be consciously aware of, obviously, especially coming out of, you know, what we came through to do here, you know, with whatever the abuse might have been, or the trauma might have been, or the abandonment issues that might have been, or, you know, take your pick, or some crazy disease or accident, whatever it was, right? Here we are.
And we've possibly been here thousands of times before where we didn't get to this level that we're expanding into right now. So what an exciting time. What a roller coaster ride of, you know, light and dark, but it's really bringing it into our awareness so that we can really step back and really make a decision of what is the best way to navigate through this. And for me, it's love and compassion and just going, wow, what a trip.
Yeah, you know, that with me, because I know where we're going. You know, I certainly remember where we've been, you know, and as I've learned and accepted, you know, this traveling light. And believe me, I can take it literally and figuratively, because in 2000, whenever I left, 2011, when I left the U.S. and just went, you know, I don't know when you made the journey, but before I left, I let go of everything that I owned. I put in a backpack.
Yep.
You know, and I've been blessed to travel around this planet and see what's really going on, and finally meet some of these people that I've had been great longtime friends with on Facebook, which has been driving me the last maybe 7 or 8 years, which has been another huge blessing. But, you know, just being able to remember our natural state, brother, you know, that of unconditional love, that of peace and understanding, you know, that of being compassionate and empathetic, right? And then allowing whatever is going on to go on and staying out of the way. Wow. And letting this thing unfold.
Yeah.
You
if
know,
you can positively affect it.
Oh,
you know,
you will just by being here.
Yeah.
That's what else is pretty cool. All of the stuff and like we were talking about earlier, all of the stuff, remember, I mean, the ceremonies, remember the tools, remember all of the wonderful eclipses and stuff that we used to get involved with. Amazing, because that's all we had. You know, and as we've rewired this thing, you know, and hopefully silence this thing a little bit, you know, and open this thing up, because it does automatically. It just does when we allow it to. And all of this stuff just starts falling in line. It starts falling in line. And there's less that we have to be consciously aware of, because it just happens. You know, being able to assist others, like you say, you know, service to others, a huge deal right now.
It totally changed my life. I mean, just
huge deal. I get so much satisfaction out of human accomplishment.
Totally.
Oh,
well, you're really helping yourself when you help it's all connected. And
we're all
right. I remember when I got it, so to speak,
right?
Because, you know, manifestation is one of the big topics. If you look on YouTube, those videos get, you know, more views. My stuff on looking at your shit and healing and clearing this stuff, I don't get as many views yet, but it's what I'm passionate about. And I remember when I went, wow, the more stuff I acquire, I'm not really happier. It's actually like I have more stuff energetically that I'm tied to or attached to or whatever. That's
Sure.
why, like when you said, when you left it in 2011, I came over to Thailand in 2016 with
Wow.
2 suitcases and a guitar.
Right,
And,
right.
and even though I'm living in a beautiful home right now, I've been acquiring some things to do my music with and stuff. And I'm like,
Sure.
man, when I leave, or if I leave, I'm going to just have to give this stuff away. And I've already got a whole storage facility in San Diego sitting with my entire recording studio, 16 of the finest guitars, Fender amps, Marshall amps, 40 input British mixing console.
No kidding.
Yeah, I've paid over $11,000 in storage since 2016, but I haven't been back to the US yet. So my point is, I thought getting more things would make me happy, the home, the nice car, all that.
Mhm.
It wasn't the key. The key was, how can I serve the collective? And when I wake up every morning, I immediately go into gratitude. I teach everybody that goes through the waking up in the dream process to consciously love on your body,
Yeah.
consciously and intentionally create your reality before you even get out of bed, before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running every day. The people that do it lead completely different lives because they're consciously affecting the field, which is what's creating their timelines and their realities. The people that wake up and go, I hope it's going to be a good day. And then they
Right.
and then they look out there to see if it's going to be a good day. And that determines whether they're going to be happy, sad, angry, pissed off. No, that stuff out there is happening and it's part of the collective. However, you awaken every morning and go, man, I'm so blessed. Everything in my life is just magic and miracles and synchronicities.
Well,
And
and
I'm
Jeff,
just
look at how effortless it becomes.
Yeah.
How effortless. Really, it truly does. Man alive. And just to be able to feel what we feel and see what we see and know or remember what we do, and once that starts, it starts pouring in. And what's it do? It just builds on itself. It runs on its own. It's something else. A lot of people, from what my experiences have been, and you can tell me how you've experienced this as well, but a lot of people are still, I feel, doing too much, trying too hard to do too much to steer this thing. There's as many ways to do this as there are people doing it. Right? And
really,
this deal, 10 and 2, white knuckle ride.
I think it's really more about our moment to moment frequency than actually what we think we should be or need to be doing. It's such a trip.
Being present, bro.
Trip, man. That's why I think conscious awareness is the only game in town.
Yeah. Being present, man.
And
yeah. Really. And it's I think it's almost overused, but just being in the moment, and what's ahead, what's behind means about this, right? Plus, then we get to add in this wonderful, amazing, epic energies that we're playing with, right? Never been more dynamic times on this planet. Never been easier to create or manifest than it is right now. Never been easier to elevate our vibration and expand the way it is right now until we do something or some things that start to pinch that off.
Beautifully shared, brother.
Isn't it cool? Yeah. But it helps too, I feel, from what I've been able to experience, just to be able to share, what we're sharing and to share that with other people. And the reassurance, especially, like you said, especially right now, man, it's huge. It's never been bigger, just to let others know that, hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. Whatever you're doing is perfect. Whatever you're feeling is perfect. When you want to make the decision and grab that choice to make an adjustment, I don't like the word change so much anymore. It kind of freaks people out. But just to make an adjustment, just make a little, a little click, and just kind of, you know,
Fine tuning.
and be gentle with yourself, for heaven's sakes. Oh, be gentle. Be gentle.
And playful.
Well, how are the dogs doing?
Yeah.
Isn't
They're
that
just
cool?
moment to moment, every moment, man. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing to watch. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. So
There's so much to be thankful for. There's so much to be grateful for. So much, to just to say, man, we're blessed, bro. Like I always say, blessings and big love. What else is there?
right.
And yeah, granted, this being human kind of gets in the way. It does. It just does, And once this thing gets kicked in, it turns into a shit show, or it can. But that's what we're here to experience, and just take the hands off the wheel, hit the, hit the auto drive and let this thing roll and unfold, and if there's something, I've had a lot of this lately, but if there's something or things, that we want to be able to share or reach out or have a question about, just do it. I know you're always there. I'm pretty accessible. Yeah, it's these are epic times.
Absolutely. I just did something to my,
What'd you do?
I don't know. I clicked on something here in StreamYard and the whole comments disappeared.
Okay. Start fresh.
I've got a lot going on here other than just a
I know you
screenshot
do.
of you and I. There's and I'm broadcasting to Facebook, Waking Up in the Dream page, and also my YouTube channel, Portal to Awakening.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's good. So, trust is key for sure.
What do you let's take a little jump into the empowerment pool.
All right.
Because a lot of, I think, or I feel from what I've experienced here just most recently, there's some questions on where this needs to originate, or what makes this accessible. How do you feel about that?
What makes what in particular accessible?
Empowerment.
Oh. I'm not sure I understand the question. What makes it accessible?
Well, let me be a little more direct with you. And this comes from a lot of the conversations that I've had just recently, whether it was concerning religion, whether it was concerning business, whether it was concerning, the spiritual aspects of this journey, a lot of different things, but it's all the same. It was all the same. And people understanding and accepting the control and or the changes and or the choices that they can make that will truly drive this reality that we've created, and what's going to keep it going, and what's going to allow this thing here to be the best that it possibly can be.
For me,
yeah,
gratitude. I do gratitude rampages. I call it a rampage. That might sound a little intense, but
no, it's cool.
You can call it a gratitude exercise or whatever. I make it a point to do it every day.
Awesome.
And also for abundance, because when I grew up, my father had passed away when I was 7. I grew up with 3 women. And so I was like, it was night and day. They were, they had, it wasn't intentional, but the women were on the same page and I wasn't. And I always questioned everything.
Oh, wow.
Which I still do today. And it's been the best thing I ever did was to question
Sure.
everything.
Sure.
But it got me into some trouble. But I had a big lack program growing up because money is one of the most lack programs on the planet, and the way they work it so that it appears to be scarce, but they can print all they want. But, it's all controlled. That's shifting right now. So what I ended up doing was I found out that I had to kind of trick my mind, because my story was that, money is scarce, or I remember my story was, I always seem to have enough to get by. But what I was really saying, but not more. I wasn't unlimited, and I was just squeaking by. So
Right.
then what I decided to do was I looked around and I went, why am I only focused on money? That's the trap, when I can look around right now and I can't even name off all the abundance that's surrounding me. Whether it's the place I live, my microphone, my computer, my guitar, my Tibetan bowls, a fan for my computer, speakers, my clothes, a bed, a shower, a toilet. Go outside. I got a water fountain on my porch. I got animals and butterflies and fruit coming out of the ground here, mangoes, papayas, banana. I mean, it's like, if you really look around, it is impossible to not see that you are surrounded by abundance.
Absolutely.
But then the mind can go, yeah, but I can barely even, that's easy for you to say, I can barely pay my rent this month. And I'm like, okay, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that with any type of judgment. I've been there a million times.
Sure.
I've been there
Sure.
where I didn't have a spare $1 or $5. But my point is this exercise, but you must practice it. You could watch this video and go, yeah, it sounds pretty good. And then just scroll on to the next thing and scroll on to the next thing. If you begin to consciously and intentionally create your reality as soon as you wake up in the morning while your head's still on the pillow, and before those thoughts start running about, I got to get up, I got to put on a pot of coffee, I got to check my email, blah, 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 all that's going to get done. But if you sit there for a while and go, oh, I got another day, and this body's been serving me unconditionally, even while I'm asleep, it's running trillions of functions and I don't even have to think about it. How amazing is that? And then I know from practice, if I set my intention that, and I see anything I desire is already here now, never in the future. It's here now, and I align with it. And if there's any doubt, I notice it and I go, oh, there's still some doubt. So let's sit with it a little longer until my yes is 100%. And I rattle off something like the most incredible people, the most incredible opportunities, the most incredible synchronicities show up in my reality every day. And they just kept showing up every day, every day. So now I'm already stating that it happened, and it keeps happening in an accelerated rate, giving those exact instructions to my subconscious. This is before I get out of bed. And then I go, man, I'm so grateful. I mean, it's like I am surrounded by abundance. But if you make money your only thing, which is what they want you to do, so you can lower your frequency and feel stuck, I'm just inviting you to look at that. Because if you start naming off every day, like I have people that go through my course, they set 12 alarms on their phone.
Right.
They've got an alarm that goes off every hour. And if they're working a job or whatever, then it's on vibrate. But then they can look and they've got a message that says, hey, where are you right now?
Right.
Are you in the future? Are you in the past? Or are you present? And, you're going to go in and out of all this stuff. The key is not to judge it. But if you got a little reminder to say, hey, are you focusing on gratitude, making that one of your key magnetic poles every day, little by little by little by little? And then you just start to name off. And your ego might go, well, that's silly. No, it's not. You're magnetizing in what you are focusing on. So you go, wow, I got a shower. I've got clean towels. I've got laundry. I've got some musical devices. I've got a remote control for an air conditioner. I've got a refrigerator. It's just on and on and on. And then you're programming your subconscious that, man, you're just surrounded by abundance. So I know this one really well, which is why I'm spending a little bit of time on it. If you're having issues with abundance, I'm inviting you to practice gratitude and set some alarms on your phone. Because if you don't get reminders and nothing's changed over the last year or 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, and you're still running the story about what happened to you when you were young or how difficult it is or whatever, then it's time to look at that. Because your story is creating your reality.
Absolutely.
And it's
Yeah,
super
I've always told people, you know, and I've done it myself. I did it automatically. You know, I was blessed to be, you know, involved with my grandfather's businesses when I was like 10 years old. So I got an early exposure to some things that were monstrous as far as what I chose to do moving forward. But where I was going to go with that was just like you said, just automatically being grateful and not getting into this. I want, I need, right? I wish, and knowing that whatever we have right now and whatever we are right now is absolutely perfect, right?
Yeah, it's so interesting, man, and it can be so deep.
Because I tell you, bro, I was for 30 or 35 years, I was the poster boy for all things money and material, right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good one.
Blew it up, excess and extreme. I couldn't take it far enough because I could. Wow. You know, I could create, and I could bang, 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 bang. Here we go. And you know, when it finally blew up for the third time in 2008 with the real estate deal, and it was a mushroom cloud. It wiped the slate clean. In fact, it went from a pretty big positive number to a submerged number, you know, that I had to clean up, which I did. But yeah, what a turning point. And that was it. And I finally, well, I use that word a lot because interesting, the word interesting, Jeff, it can be played any way you want to play it, right? Yeah. And I use it because it's actually wonderfully thought-provoking.
Yes. Yeah, it opens up the field.
Yeah, and once again, you know, the perspective that we have, heaven forbid, is completely different than somebody else's, but we get to grab the crayons and color that interesting picture any way we want.
Beautiful. Isn't
it cool? It really is. Yeah. And that goes with everything else that we're doing though, too. Yeah. Absolutely. The only limitations we have are self-imposed. Yep. The only lack we have is what we create, right? Yep. The only fear we have is what we create. The only love that we have that is infinite and eternal is always been with us, always will be. Just let it flow.
Absolutely.
Just let it
flow. So with that beautiful reflection, what do you think, since it looks like we have 10 people on here, we might have more on you, I don't know.
That's
what do
cool.
you think about doing a short little blast of all of us collectively to send out some energy or just to focus on our heart for a minute or two and raising the collective with all this crazy stuff going on?
Well, I don't think we can do enough of it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
You know,
we have to have
it is still such a huge, huge blessing, and it does so much good. Yeah. You know, we don't know what other people are going through, and I don't think you even want to go there. But, you know, I keep talking about those little things that you talk about mantras, mine, you know, the share a smile, touch another heart, make a difference today deal. Pretty basic, pretty simple. And it's just full of love and it's wonderfully effective. So let's roll. I'm in.
Beautiful. So if anybody's out there, we happen to perfectly have 11 people and 11 hearts on our screen right now. So let's just focus. Your intention could be anything that you desire it to be, or it could be multiple intentions. And just know that if you smile, I'm closing my eyes because I'm tuning in, and I'm dropping my heart. And I do this on my walks too. I go like this. And I'm just sending energy to anyone that needs it. Anyone that needs it, I'm sending gratitude. I'm seeing the New Earth timelines here, where there is no dis-ease, no poison food, air, or water, where we can reverse aging, where all energy is free because we already know it is. There's no rent. It's like the way it was supposed to be, and it's coming fast. And the more that we collectively envision that and hold that frequency with a smile and an excitement, like a little child on Christmas morning or on their birthday, the magnet just gets infused. So let's tune into this for a minute or two and just see how much you can focus wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. If you're driving a car, probably don't shut your eyes for more than 10 seconds.
Or stick your hand out the window so you can see where you're going.
I like to close my eyes when I'm walking up on this road above the dam with the dogs.
Oh, that's cool.
See how long I can go before I, think I might go over the edge or something, but it's cool. So I'm going to put on a little bit of music.
Cool.
We'll just tune in for a few.
Let's do it.
Feel it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
See if you can even gratitude. All the power of an unlimited divine being, which is what you are. That, I would just say thank you to everybody. Thank you, brother. We didn't have any questions this time. We got some gratitude, which is great. And thank you for spending your time.
Oh, what a blessing.
Yeah,
The sun is coming up in South Africa.
it's 11 a.m. here in Thailand.
Yeah, we just rolled. I'm 6 a.m. here.
Early riser. I love it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I get up at 3:30 or 4.
Thanks, everybody, so much.
Oh,
I intend that some seeds were planted for maybe simplifying the way to move forward, even if some things get a little bit crazier, to just know that you chose to come here. You're amazing. You're protected. And, just thank you. Thank you.
oh, midnight on the USA East Coast. There we go. That's cool.
Thanks, Raj. Awesome. And just stay excited, stay in your hearts. Doesn't mean don't feel any of the sadness that some of the people out there are feeling. But whenever you feel that, just send out your loving intentions and know that all is well.
Well, it's never been as well as it is, Jeff. We've never been as protected as we are in these moments right now. And we've never had, for heaven's sakes, access to the gifts and abilities that we've always had, as we do right now. So let's do everything we can just to be our best, to do our best, and let this thing roll.
It's exciting. it can be intense, but we came here for this. So
Well,
let's
as
join
we love to
together.
say, never a dull moment, bro.
Yeah.
Boy, if you were looking for change, just blink your eyes. There's another one. Whoop, there's another one. Whoop. Incredible.
I appreciate your heart, brother, and I appreciate you
Oh,
coming.
I love it. Once again, thank you. I'm going to get rolling, get the gym thing going. Infinite
Thanks,
and
everybody.
eternal unconditional love.
If you feel like anybody would benefit from this chat, that might uplift them a little bit, please feel free to share it. And we'll be back sometime soon.
There we go.
Have a gorgeous day. Stay in your hearts.
Oh,
Big love to everybody.
absolutely. Big love.
See you, brother.